welcome to another episode of Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I am Sean Farrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. Let's not waste no time. Let's get right to it. So, Robert Parish, four-time NBA champion with the Bulls and Celtics, spent the majority of his career with the Celtics, then ended it with the Chicago Bulls as a backup in 1997. Playing on the 97 championship Bulls team, okay? But a lot of people seem to forget that he was actually drafted by Golden State in 1976, okay? So he was, so Hall of Famer Robert Parish. He was drafted 8th overall by Golden State in the 1976 NBA draft. And that Golden State team had just won the NBA title in 1975. Then they made it back to the Western Conference Finals in 1976, where they lost to Phoenix in 7 games. So Robert Parish was the 8th pick in the 1976 NBA draft. And things were going right in Golden State. However, that wasn't the case at first. The 1977 team still had John Barry, or Rick Barry rather, Jamal Wilkes, Clifford Ray, who took Robert Parish under his wing, George Johnson, future NBA champion with the Sonics, Gus Williams. But other than that, they had Dwight Davis, Derek Dickey, Charles Dudley, Charles Johnson, Larry McNeil, Sonny Parker, Marshall Roberts, and Phil Smith. Okay, so that was the 77 team. They made it to the playoffs. Lost to the Lakers in the semifinals, Western Conference semifinals. But their record dropped every year. And I'll deal with that later. So the record dropped every year. And all the blame began to fall on Robert Parish. Okay. Robert Parish had this to say. I was thinking about having a short career before the trade to the Boston Celtics, because of all the losing that I experienced and being blamed for the Warriors' demise. I understand that because I was the number 1 player taken, and that falls on my shoulders. But basketball is a team sport. And I feel like the team was an assembly of misfits and too much independent thinking. Guys were thinking about them as opposed to the team, okay? So, in his 4 years with Golden State, Parish had pretty excellent numbers. Nearly 14 points per game, 9.5 rebounds, and nearly 2 blocks per game. But he was averaging almost 3 turnovers a game and 3.5 fouls a game. And there was talk that Robert Parish was a lazy player. There was talk that Robert Parish was actually a lazy player, when that was far from the case, okay? Robert Parish wasn't a lazy player. He just wasn't in the right situation. So Rick Barry was still there in 1978. But they traded Rick Barry to the Houston Rockets. And so Rick Barry was gone in 1979. Then in 1980, the bottom fell out. When the Warriors went 24-58 in 1980. So they went 46-36 in Parish's first year. They went 43-39 in 1978. Then in 1979, they went 38-44. And then that's when Parish, I guess that was the season Parish was talking about the losing that he had experienced. And for those of you who may not know, we may not have ever heard of Robert Parish if it wasn't for Red Auerbach pulling off a trade on draft day that sent Parish to the Celtics. Okay, and that enabled the Warriors to draft Joe Barry Carroll. Robert Parish said getting traded to the Celtics was like a shot in the arm. That was just a boost he needed. And he's traded to the Celtics on draft day. Rest is history. 9-time All-Star, 4-time NBA champion, NBA Hall of Famer. Ain't nothing wrong with that. A salute to Robert Parish, one of the best players in the history of the NBA. All right, that's it. And that's all for Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I am Sean Farrell. Peace out. God bless. See y'all on the next one.
Pocket.com.